I was about 3 years old when we visited Warren Dunes State Park. To me, it felt endless. Miles of sand, steep hills, and trails that seemed to go on forever. At some point, I wandered off. To me, it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't lost. I knew exactly where I was, but my family didn't. In a place that size, with so many places a little boy could go, they thought I was gone. While they searched frantically across the dunes, I had made my way down to a little lunch counter. I remember climbing up on the stool. The nice man behind the counter gave me a Coke and sitting there as if everything was perfectly normal. When my dad finally found me, he didn't see relief the way I expected. He was upset, not because I was in danger, but because I had scared everyone half to death. In his eyes, I had been lost. In mine, I was just taking a break with a soda. That moment taught me something I only came to understand later. Perspective changes the story. Sometimes we think we're fine, even confident in where we are, but to the ones who love us, it looks like we've wandered off and disappeared. Being found isn't always about us feeling lost. Sometimes it's about reassuring those who love us that we're safe. And sometimes it's about realizing that even when we're calm, others may be carrying the weight of worry until they see us again. I wasn't really lost. That's the truth of it. My dad might have thought I was missing, but I was sitting right where I wanted to be, at a lunch counter drinking a Coke. I can still see the red stool, the fizz of the bubbles, the simple contentment of being small and free. What looked like lost from the outside was, to me, simply found. Found in a moment of my own choosing. That's an image I've carried all my life. From moments like that, my mother began planting deeper lessons. She was a dreamer and a teacher in her own way. One of the first stories she told me was about the Bab, the forerunner of Bahá'u'lláh in the Bahá'í faith. They tried to kill him with a firing squad, and when the smoke cleared, he wasn't there. They found him back in his room, calmly finishing a letter. He said, "I hadn't finished God's work. Now you can kill me." The first soldiers fled in terror, so another squad had to be called in. They succeeded, but every one of those men died violent deaths. My mother's point was clear. When you are doing God's work, you cannot die until the work is finished. She asked me once what church I wanted to go to. I thought about it and said, "They all believe in Jesus, don't they?" That childlike answer still sums up the way I see things. What matters most is not the division, not the label, not the building, it's Jesus. Looking back, I see how these two threads tied together. The Coke at the counter showed me I wasn't lost at all. I was held, seen, and safe. The story of the Bab taught me that God's timing protects His work until it is complete. My answer about church reminded me that at the center of it all is Christ Himself. The Bible says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Hosea 4:6. These early lessons became my foundation, being found, being taught, and beginning to know.